Good morning and welcome, Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason, happy Friday, baby. Sorry we're a little late today. We had a little technical difficulty, but Jack was on it, and we are here. I hope it finds you well out there. Like every day now, it's just crazy days. We had a big sell-off on Wall Street yesterday, some follow-through today. We had an ugly auction yesterday, and it just seems like every time we got to do these 30-year notes, things just don't go very well. We had one of the voting members of the Federal Reserve, Fed Governor Collins, worried about, oh gosh, oh no, I don't have any data from the government. I'm not sure about a rate cut, because, I don't know about inflation. Hey, Susan, I got an idea. Go to the store. Yeah. Oh, wait, you probably don't do that. So that did set off some angst. The biggest issue, though, the repo market. We've been talking about this. I've been warning you about it. We're going to talk more about it on the other side. You guys got to start paying attention. Any little thing. And very quickly, things can get very dangerous. Right? We already know that we're talking about a bubble. Right? Just, it is what it is. And yes, the Trump administration wants to keep pumping it up. How successful are they going to be? And of course, if we have issues in the debt markets, we're going to have a whole new set of problems. I hope the Federal Reserve is paying attention. I get it, right? They want to wait till the last minute because they think, well, you never know. Somebody can, we can get saved tomorrow. The warning signs are absolutely there. Another huge spike in the use of the Fed repo facility. This is not what we want. And normally, we get a spike at the end of the month. We're nowhere near that. So these are causing stress in Wall Street. We'll talk all about that in the next segment. Don't forget, we will do on the half-empty cup, we'll do a big Texit show today. If you want to get questions in, 877-536-1360. You can text those in. I know a lot of you are concerned about price. We'll talk about that today. A lot of you want to know, I got an update on the mega mines, and it's a good one. Finally, some good news. We got all kinds of things to share very quickly. The Chandler meeting for Monday is now full. Mark, by the way, I know you texted me earlier. You are in. So the Monday night meeting in Chandler is full. The Wednesday meeting, the noon meeting here at the Phoenix office is full. We are going to have a Tuesday meeting. So I said we were, then I said we weren't. It is back on. So Tuesday, noon, Phoenix office, 800-951-0592, RSVP. The first four people you're going to be in. Again, what are these mini meetings for? How to take TXE off of your coin, sell it on the exchange, put it into your bank. How to buy more TXE like I did. That's all coming next. 800-951-0592. Joe Jaquin here Friday. I'm going to fly solo today, Jason. We got some stuff that we're working on, so Jason will be back later. But a quick look at the market. So yesterday had a tough day on Wall Street. But again, off of very high levels, the Dow's down another 300 points today. It was down, about 800 points yesterday. The S&P is flat. The Nasdaq's up 50. The 10-year note, 413. Again, we had a ugly auction yesterday, and then banks running to the repo facility. And again, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Crude oil's higher today. More on Russian oil news. Yesterday we had a big, huge day in gold and silver, and then Wall Street kind of crapped the bed. So we are Wall Street right now a little ahead of it, but gold right now, gold's down 85, well off of its lows. 4,085. Actually, it's a really good sign. I don't know if they're going to get gold below 4,000 ever again. I really don't. Silver, maybe even better today. It's down $1, which anymore, that's not a lot, but at $51 and change. It touched 50 and shot right back up. So we'll continue to watch. Both of them have been rallying after a sell-off late last night. We had carnage in the crypto markets. All cryptos getting hammered. Bitcoin, probably the best performer. Bitcoin's like 95,000, 94,000. Got even down to 93,000. Let's see where it is right now. I'll try to get you an update here. Okay, so a little better right now, 96 on Bitcoin, and really all of the carnage here. As well, people need money. That's just what it is. When the shorts get overrun, this is what you can expect. Get the deals while you can. The one thing, palladium hanging in palladium, $1,400. Listen, I got 25 ounces of palladium still left. I did some digging because I want to make sure I'm giving you a great deal. They're $1,450. So right now that would be $50 above. So yesterday it was spot and below. I called everywhere because nobody has any. And then I got a response from the largest wholesaler, and they said, we have one thing. And they said, we have palladium bars, very limited quantity, and they said they want $100 over spot for them. So right now, these palladium bars that I have, $1,450. That's today at today's price. That's $50 below cost. And obviously, if I had them at $1,500, right, I gotta make a few bucks. So you're probably looking like $1,600 for an ounce of palladium. They're $1,450. There's 25 ounces left. This is a great play. Palladium is going to go with silver. Just trust me on that. Speaking of silver, I have an item that I've never sold before, but I probably will. Who knows? This may become a regular thing. I don't know. But I have 100 rolls of half-ounce silver rounds. So these are 3.9 fine silver, but they're half ounce. There's 20 of them in a roll. Rolls 1 through 9, $575. 10 or more, $565. So when you think about, silver now, let's face it, silver's getting pricey. Of course, I'm telling you, silver's going to be $100. When you think about, hey, all of a sudden having some half-ounce silver, that sounds like a really good idea. obviously you hope you're never in a situation where you need to use it. But, when you're talking, hey, are we going to be talking $100, $200 silver in the near future? Then all of a sudden, I think this makes sense now. Silver at $20 a half ounce round, I'm like, and of course you have utility silver, dimes, quarters, halves, but these are half ounce, 3.9 fine silver. So a little less confusing than, say, the silver half dollars, because those are only 90%. Here, hey, I got a roll. I'm getting 10 ounces of silver in this roll. The math's a little easier. We'll see how it goes. 800-951-0592. And then on the gold side, $10 liberties. Boy, now gold keeps climbing higher here, now 4,100. I'm going to leave the price. Yesterday they were $2,200. Gold fell. It was down like $120. Now it's down like half of that, but $2,140. $2,140 on $10 gold pieces at 800-951-0592. So what is happening? So we're seeing a lot of volatility, right, in both directions. One day, right, the Dow's up big. Then the next day it's down big, up big, down big. And a lot of nervousness in the markets. And you never know, right? It's one comment from one person. And all of a sudden, there's a huge reaction. The shutdown is over. We know the Trump administration is eager to spend. They want to get stimulus out. They want to get rate cuts in. We had Fed Governor Bostic stepping down in February. So Donald Trump's going to get another person appointed to the board on top of Jay Powell's term coming to an end. But the problem is the debt markets. This is where we're seeing pain. Yesterday, again, we talked about it earlier. Yes, we had a bad auction. It's the 30-year notes. Nobody wants to borrow. Listen, nobody wants to let our government borrow for 30 years. They just don't. I don't blame them. And they're talking about reserves. And according to Goldman Sachs, people with inside of the Federal Reserve, and they just say Fed officials, are saying that reserves are no longer abundant. And that they're worried as to, is it ample right now? Okay, if they're not abundant, do we at least have enough? The answer was somewhat. Somewhat. Obviously a little confusing, but not really. Right? Here's what the Fed is saying. The banks are out of money. And what does that mean? That just means the banks have done exactly what the Fed told them to do. Once COVID hit, all that Dodd-Frank stuff, remember the financial crisis? Man, that was terrible, right? We know that. But they passed all these rules, and they promised, oh, no, this is going to make things better. And, of course, I told you, if you actually read Dodd-Frank and understood it, well, reading it's one thing. Understanding what was actually put in there, you would be horrified. Essentially, they just set it up. The depositors will be on the hook. Now, one of the things that they said to make things better is they were going to make banks lend out less of their deposits. In other words, have a bigger reserve set aside just in case, right? That makes sense. Right? So that would actually might be more stringent lending standards. And the banks have to be less risky. And they even said, hey, by the way, we're also going to tell you how much debt you can have in type 1, type 2, type 3. And just really simply, type 1, they say this is the best debt, i.e. treasuries. Type 2, hey, these are, we're fairly certain these are good. These are solid companies in prime. Maybe this is prime and maybe just under prime, like credit card debt, auto loan debt, stuff like that, right? It's not the best, but it's pretty good. Pretty good. And then we're going to also limit the type 3, which is what? Subprime. Crappy debt. Right? You gotta have a better mix. You can't load up on crappy debt. Why do you want to load up on crappy debt? Well, it gets you the most interest, right? Because you charge them the most, right? Makes sense. So hold more of your money back. Can't loan it all out. And you can't just load up on debt is risky. Well, then comes this thing called, first, got to remember, we had a problem in the repo markets right before COVID hit. Most people forget that it ever happened. They called it the taper tantrum. And they had to stop quantitative tightening. They had all these emergency measures. People forget. Listen, the balance sheet, remember, was like $4 trillion. Remember, they were selling. Janet Yellen was head of the Fed. They were selling off the balance sheet. By the time the temper tantrum and COVID was over, the balance sheet was $9 trillion. What did they just finish do? Oh, we're doing quantitative tightening. Now all of a sudden, guess what? Fast forward. We're on the precipice of another tantrum. But here's what they did. Because of COVID, they told the banks, you don't have to save any of your deposits. Zero. It's still zero today. They've lent it all out. And now there's no excess money. Right? Remember, the reverse repo means banks had money. Hey, we haven't lent this money out. We got plenty of it. Remember, they had $2.5 trillion, even though the Fed said lend out as much as you want. Fast forward to today. They've lent out as much as they could, and now they have no excess. And now, at the end of the day, banks are short. Gosh, you know what? All these bill payments got to go out, right? Schmuckatelli's auto loan payment, Smith's mortgage payment, blah, blah, blah's car payment, someone's health insurance. Oh, we don't have enough cash to cover it, and nobody will trade our debt for it. And so now the Fed is giving it to us. We'll be back after the break. 800-951-0592. Gold now above 4,100. Here we go. You're just not going to keep it. Listen, in this type of environment, people are going to buy the best of the best. And that's gold, period. Silver, period. How about silver now? So 51.35 now. So down, 85 cents now. Silver, who knows? I don't know. Will the silver end positive today? Maybe. I don't count it out. Right now, we got 3 different specials going on. 2 of them are not on the website because they're items we don't normally carry. the 1 ounce palladium. We've got 1 ounce bars and coins. We got like 20 something of them left. Way below cost. Way below retail. $1,450. $1,450. Cost on a palladium bar, just by cost, is $1,500. Then we have a brand new item for us. Half ounce silver rounds. 3.9 fine silver rounds. So they come in rolls of 20. So it's like 10 ounces. $575. Rolls 1 through 9. Buy 10 rolls or more, $565. And then last but not least, the $10 Liberty gold pieces, half-ounce gold pieces, $21.40, giving them away. $21.40 at 800-951-0592. So what happened? Why did the big sell-off? Why the big sell-off yesterday? Why did the bond market shoot up? Because the worry about, is there enough liquidity? The expert in this, and you've heard me mention his name so many times, Mark Cabana is the guy. Why? First, he was the guy at the New York Federal Reserve whose job it was to monitor this stuff. He now works for Bank of America. And when he talks, everybody pays attention. Now, you don't hear him on TV very often, by design, because they don't want you to know. But let me tell you what he said. First, he had said, remember, I told you, he told the Fed, you need to end quantitative tightening. They did. All mortgage bonds that are left on the Fed's balance sheet will be immediately reinvested into U.S. Treasury bills because the Fed still holds mortgages. Guess what? The Fed's doing that too. Every dollar they can is now being put into treasuries because the market is out of liquidity. He said they need to lower the rates and better anchor money markets in a tight range. What does that mean? Let's translate. Pay people with money markets less. Now, that's a place where a lot of people have gone thinking they're safer in a money market than they are in the bank account. You're not. You're fooling yourself if you believe that. But Cubana's now saying, dude, tighten that up. Don't pay you're paying them too much. Backfill reserves. What does backfill reserves mean? That's a nice word, backfill. Oh, start quantitative easing again. That's what backfill means, right? Hey, you took the balance sheet from $9 trillion to $7 trillion. Hey, dummies, we're out of money again. You gotta backfill it. How much? How much is the backfill? Ready for this? $75 to $100 billion a month. What? Yeah. 75 to $100 billion a month to drive rates lower so banks can pay less interest. I told you this is coming. It's coming back again. You're going to get nothing on your money at the same time they're telling you they're deflating the hell out of your money. They said, he went on to say, any illusion that reserves are ample are not factually true. Saying that reserves not only aren't ample, they're certainly not abundant, but once again, we are in scarce territory. So what is he saying? He's saying that there's not enough money to be able to continue to buy the amount of debt that needs to be bought. In other words, these banks are forced to take more of these auctions. They have no excess money, no excess cash, and that the Federal Reserve is going to need to step in to the tune of, let's call it $100 billion a month. Otherwise, there is going to be a severe shock to the system. And I'm going to say that I think the Fed knows this. That's why I say the December rate cut is coming. I don't care what anybody says. And we are going to see the return of quantitative easing, just like I've told you. And remember, the Treasury last week, guys, are you listening? They said, oh, by the way, we've got to start increasing the auction sizes. And Cubana's like, you don't have enough liquidity to take care of what we've already got. Why is gold going to go higher? Why is silver going to go higher? It's not, it doesn't take a genius. When we get back, I'll tell you what Tether has done again. 800-951-0592. Joe Jaquin here on a Friday. Yes, Friday. So glad we finally made it to another Friday. Don't forget, coming up next in the Half Empty Cup, we will do the Texit Hour. I know it's going to be, people got a lot of questions, and get them in. You can text in your questions now, 877-536-1360. And we'll talk about what's going on, give you the latest updates in that market coming up next on the Half Empty Cup. We have Tuesday, there's a couple spots left. So right now, the in Arizona, the Monday mini meeting in Chandler, full. The Wednesday Phoenix meeting here at my office, full. Tuesday, Phoenix meeting, noon. Going to last about 90 minutes. Make sure you call and get in. That may be full. If we're full, we'll get you on the list. And Monday, we'll start making some calls to get you scheduled for the other meetings. For those of you that need a later meeting, let us know. Call us, let us know. And then maybe what we'll do is we'll do a later meeting and have those people that want that. Remember, what are these meetings for? These are how to buy and sell your Texit coin on the exchanges. I'll just tell you right now, I've been buying every spare dollar I have in Texit coin right now, buying it on these low prices. But we'll also show you how to take coins off of your wallet, how to turn your wallet hot, take it off, put it onto the Biconomy exchange, put in a sell order, send it to your Coinbase or Kraken account, and right into your bank account. Then we'll show you how to do limit sales, limit buys, all of those things. And then that way you can go out when you're talking to your friends, let them, I just sold some the other day. I just bought some the other day. It's incredible what this has done. The opportunity to change lives, and it's going to continue to do so. But having said all of that, gold and silver continuing to come back here. Gold's down 60 now, 41.10. Silver 51.50, right? So palladium 1,400. We've got 1 ounce palladium bars and coins. We got just a few left. We only had 25 going in, but they're 14.50, guys. And this is, a good retail price is like $1,600. $1,450 on palladium. Silver, first time for us, and we'll probably do more of these if we can get, a stable supply. I had 100 rolls of the half-ounce silver rounds, 395 silver rounds, 20 in a roll. That's 10 ounces in a roll. Rolls 1 through 9, $575, 10 or more, $565. And then the deal of deals now, when I set this new price, gold was down $120. Now it's, down less than $60. $21.40 on $10 liberties today. So think about it. That is, yesterday they were $2,200. Gold's down $60. Well, that's $30. At $2,200, $2,270 would be a phenomenal price. I'm all the way down to stupid price, $2,140 at 800-951-0592. It is official. Tether has stolen the premier global gold trader in the world, Vincent Doman from HSBC, and it looks like Matthew O'Neill as well. Wow. Okay, so guys, these guys, when it comes to gold trading, these are the best of the best. It is official now. They are going to be joining Tether. Tether is now saying both men are serving their notice periods. Obviously, when you're at this level, you don't give 2 weeks. Yeah, this is something where it's probably going to be 3 to 6 months because they've got to wind down positions and obviously train others on these positions. The big thing is Doman he's a board member at the London Bullion Market Exchange. He's big. This is a big deal. Tether now saying they've amassed one of the world's biggest gold hoards outside of central banks and nation states. They're saying that they are buying roughly, this is nuts if this is right, but this is what it says, that Tether is buying over a ton of gold. Is that a day? A week? Okay. A ton of gold every single week. So Tether now saying that the 32,150 ounces of gold every single week, and they essentially went in and took 2 of the biggest names in gold trading and put them on their staff. Obviously, they're not doing that because they think gold's going to be $4,000. No, they're not doing it because this is just me. They're not doing it because they think gold's going to be $5,000 or $6,000. Yeah. Is there going to be a revaluation of gold because of all the liquidity problems with the U.S. debt market? Boy, it may happen. We'll be back. Final segment. 800-951-0592. Final segment here on this Friday. I hope all of you have a wonderful weekend. I plan on it. I got one of my little niece's birthday party to attend this weekend and spend some quality time with life. Finally feeling better, man. I just not getting any younger, that's for sure. And it just seems like ever since that battle with COVID that I had, it just takes a lot longer for me to bounce back on things. But feeling better today, so that's a great thing. Got great opportunities in the gold and silver markets. $10 Liberties, $21.40. Half-ounce silver rounds, $5.75. 10 or more, $565. And then last but not least, palladium, 1 ounce palladium, way below cost, $1,450 at 800-951-0592. And then again, we have the Text It Hour coming up next. So if you want to text in some questions, I know a lot of you probably have them. 877-536-1360, and we will answer those to the best that we can. But I want to review very quickly what we're talking about. What's the problem? Tether, one of the stable coins, the USDC and USDT, going out and saying, can't buy treasuries and call it good. That's a bad idea. We need to buy gold. And of course, Tether are a little smarter than others. Hey, we'll buy it a ton at a time. We don't want to rock the market. But it's gone so well that they've gone out and basically bought two of the best guys in the gold industry to handle it for them. And I don't even want to imagine what they paid. At the same time, Mark Cubana from Bank of America is telling you, not only does the banks not have a lot of supply, they don't even have ample supply. And actually, he thinks supply is so scarce that the Fed is going to have to, quote, backfill, i.e. restart quantitative easing to the tune of $75 to $100 billion a month. What do you think is going to happen with that? On top of that, telling the Federal Reserve that they need to pay and tell the banks to pay less on money markets, drive rates even lower, make sure that the banks can stop paying interest. Why? Because they need all the liquidity they can get. Yeah. Just one oopsie away from trouble. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour. I'm going to come right back with the half-empty cup. Stay with us.